Playthrough. I am Teacher Kirby and we're going to be playing through Researcher Rescue. So as you can see, I'm up above our space dock. We have another space point to spend in our skill tree. So we're actually going to spend our first engineering point. I'm going to put 1 point in electroplasma system flow. This helps to transfer power from one system to another a little more quickly. This will give me plus 60. This is an important skill for DPS, believe it or not. So I'm going to actually put, in the end, 2 points in this. This will help me, for example, when I go full impulse and want to get my weapons power back up to 100 as quickly as possible. This will also help when when I have more than 125 weapon power from my plasmonic leech, for example. This will help to refill that weapon's power a little faster as it is drained from my firing of my weapon. Okay, so an important skill, so I am going to put 2 points into it eventually as I continue to gain points. Alright, so moving on, I now have no more points to spend, so we're going to start Researcher Rescue. And this is, oops, I did forget, we did collect, almost forgot, we did collect a temporal probe or encounter a temporal probe in the last mission, so I'm going to collect the rewards for that. Down here, and claiming, it is now in my inventory, and you'll remember from looking at our assets, we've been collecting Romulan marks. The magic number, since I do have a sponsorship token, is 625. So I'm going to claim another 25 for the call and moving right along. Alright, so we now have Researcher Rescue. Here we go.
Starfleet has lost contact with the Federation's science station in the Kasei system. Because all communications from Kasei 2 must be boosted by a satellite that compensates for Metreon isotopes prevalent in the system, it may be that the communications array is in need of repair. Please make the necessary repairs to the communications array and re-establish contact with the science station.
Proceed to the Kasei system in the Beta Quadrant and re-establish communication with your Federation science station. And you'll see how I get expertise, experience, a couple pieces of equipment, a phaser beam array, and some dilithium. And this is now in progress, and as usual, we will be transwarping to the starting location.
Hidden dangers lurk in space, and the threat of Klingon attack has made even the most stout-hearted reconsider their choice to travel throughout the stars. A last-ditch effort to find a common ground could end this conflict, but there are many who oppose peace.
Thank you, Mr. Spock. That voice you heard came to us because we now have, from one of our recent missions, we now have the data recorder, there it is, in our inventory. So when we go into a new sector we have not been in before, we will hear Spock telling us a few things about it. That is what the data recorder does. So there you go. Also, you'll notice in the top bar here we have the call trade freighter. That's from the Azure Nebula or Azura com code that we have in our inventory as well. When you summon the freighter, this is only usable in sector space, by the way, gives you access to mail, bank, a vendor, and exchange. It does have a very long cooldown though, so use it sparingly. And here we go. Sir, I am detecting Gorn ships in range of the communications array. I recommend we deal with them before we assess the damage to the array. Defeat the Gorn ships and scan the communications array. Because I want all of my weapons firing. There we go. Broadsiding. And there we go. We're going to take items, scan satellite, and I do have the investigate temporal probe, so I'm going to want to look for that before I beam down. Lieutenant Commander, readings are showing that the communication array has been heavily damaged by the Gorn. At this range, we should be able to contact the research station on Kasei 2. However, the station is not responding to hails, and our scans are detecting signs of multiple fires on the station. Sir, the researchers may be in trouble. Recommend we send an away team to the surface. We are going to say not now, simply because I do see the investigate temporal probe, and we have not yet found it. I don't see it marked on my map, so let's see if we can. There's magnesite ore. Let's go over and take a look over there. Maybe it's near there. Alright. I don't see the temporal probe anywhere yet. Let's fly around and see if we can find it. I do see some more crafting materials. It's possibly somewhere near there. So we'll take a look. There's something, looks like up there. Let's see if that's it. Nope, that looks like that is the star. Temporal probe, where are you? You would think they would be easier to find. But it doesn't Does not look like it. Okay. Aha! Found it. Unlock temporal probe. Here we go. And again, looking for 15. 6 and 8 is 14, so A is a 1. 5 and 3 is 8, so I need a 7. And 2 and 9 is 11, so I need a 4. And there we go. The Nakul have been gathering intel from this array. Worse, they've been sharing it with Bavat. It looks like that rumored Nakul Klingon alliance is a reality. Explains what we've been hearing about Bavat's special allies as well. We've salvaged some components. Alright, take item. And we have another pretty good amount of crafting supplies. Uh-oh, now we have some enemies to defeat. See that I had multiple beam overloads on the same target. Really helps to defeat them quickly. Alright. And there we go. We have investigated the temporal probe. Now ops comes up. There we go. Alrighty. Lieutenant Commander, readings are showing that the communications array has been heavily damaged by the Gorn. And we've already read this, so we're beaming to station. Make sure we take our... Yes, this isn't acceptable. Alright. Oh no. Help us, please.
The Gorn. They just stormed in and started shooting. The first sign of trouble was when we lost contact with the communications array. The Gorn beamed in and started shooting. They destroyed our computer core and took thousands of artifacts we spent years collecting. Then, as if destroying decades of archaeological research weren't enough, they started setting fires. The Gorn. They just stormed in. Captain Jean-Luc Picard and the crew of the USS Stargazer discovered ruins from an unknown civilization here almost 60 years ago. The Federation Science Council has been researching this site ever since. It's a fascinating find. There are more than 40 kilometers of catacombs under this facility. We've barely managed to explore a quarter of what we think is here. 2 years ago, we found a star chart in the catacombs that indicated that this civilization had contact with interstellar travelers more than 15,000 years ago. The chart led us to another site on Kasei 4, where we found the most extraordinary artifacts. If we're correct, the race that once lived here may have been an advanced proto-reptilian race. The Gorn. They just stormed in and The Gorn have extremely long memories. Thousands of years ago, the Gorn hegemony ruled this entire sector. In their minds, That means these planets are still theirs. The alliance with the Klingons has inspired the Gorn to start rebuilding their empire. Every planet from here to Cestus 3 is in danger. The Gorn. They just... not everyone. There are several members of our team still unaccounted for. Please, you must find them. The Gorn destroyed our automated fire suppression system in the initial attack. You will find fire suppression devices on the walls that you can use to fight the fires.
Okay. This is a good mission for Fed Tunes because you can get the permanent fire extinguisher, which is useful later once you start doing STFs like Undine Infiltration, where you need fire extinguishers. So if you look over here, we have the lit up box has a fire suppression unit. Alright, and that is now in our inventory. And so we need to equip this as a device. And now you'll see it appears here in our bar. And now of course we come over to the fire. Now this is a permanent fire suppression unit. It does not have charges. It simply is infinite charge. There we go. We put out one fire. And kill the Gorn. Rescue the scientist. And same thing later on in the station. Alright, we have, as you can see, there's more fires. So we put them out. There we go, and another fire over here. As you can see, very easy to use. Gotten all the fires in this room. Moving on. I'm happy to let my engineers finish off that battle. As you can see, they are quite capable. And there are a number of fires in this room. That simply need to be extinguished. Okay. And, oh, big box in the middle of the room. Let's open that. Okay, Cardassian Yamak sauce and small hypo. Pick up the gear, especially the ones glowing green. Green means it's going to have a green level item. In this case, it had a plasma blast assault Mark II. And because we know we're going to need them, let's scan for the crafting material. And there we go. Okay. There may be a researcher somewhere hidden here. Yep, there may be. Let's see. And if you'll remember, we did have... Oh, I missed a fire. Ruh-roh. How did I manage that? Okay, let's get back upstairs. That's where my researcher is. On the other side of this fire. Okay. And I get an accolade because I extinguished all the fires. And now I can beam the scientist. Safe at last! Alrighty. Back out of the room. And this way. And there should be another researcher in here. There he is. Alright. And I'm simply following the green arrows on my mini-map to find all of the researchers. Captain, the researchers we rescued from Kasei 2. Oh my goodness. Let's try that again. Captain, the researchers were rescued from Kasei 2 say there's another team at the dig site on Kasei 4. I attempted to contact the dig site team to verify that they are safe, but I'm not receiving a response. Recommend we check it out, sir. So we're returning to the ship so we can go to Kasei 4. Course laid in for Kasei 4, sir. We can leave on your command. So we warp to Kasei 4. Sir, attempting to establish a communication link to... Captain, Gorn ships detected. They're powering weapons. Defeat the Gorn ships. Okay, where are they? Oh, there they are. There it is. Alright, so we have... There. And done with. And I see some hydrogen gas. It appears the ship is safe now. I'm going to go ahead and say not now. Because I do see some hydrogen gas, we're going to go ahead and scan. And again, we're going to need these crafting materials once we start our crafting schools, which will unlock very, very soon. There we go. And now I can beam down. Scanning for additional hostiles. It appears the ship is safe for now, Captain. Alright, there we go. And beam down to Kasei 4. That is the team I want. Captain, there are 3 shield generators maintaining a field around the central building. If there are any members of the archaeological team in this area, that's probably where they are being held. If we disable the shield generators, we should be able to get a lock on the archaeologists. Disable the shield generators and access the central building. Alright, so that's our order. Central building is this way. Oh, there's the goal. And I did get a new ability here, Fire on my Mark 1. Now because I want that to be something that I spam, at least for now, I'm going to put that on my macro bar. There we go. There. And then lock my tray so that nothing moves around. Okay. So I've disabled 1. I have 2 more, sorry, to disable. Follow my green arrows. And I'm heading this way. You can also see the red lines in the sky on occasion. There they are. See the red lines? So you can follow that. I can scan remains. I may have found something here. He's dead, Captain. There are corn claw marks, sir. The other hostages are in great danger. Alright, so this is the central area. And if I walk along this red line, there's my next transmitter, or, sorry, energy tower. And there we go. There we go. And I can take my items before I shut down the shield generator. Oh, yay. Okay. And now I can follow to my next. Let's see, there's my line. I can see the tower. Let's walk in that general direction. Looks like this is a clearer path. And there's my tower through here. Let's see if it'll let me cut through the bushes. It will not. Haha. It won't let me cut through the bushes. Yay! There we go. Alright, shut down shield generator. Protect protective shields are down, incompetent fool. Alright, so the Gorn are calling their people incompetent. And it looks like if I follow this, yep, I head right back to the central area, which is where I want to go. And I can defeat the Gorn captain. And this is where my engineers are going to come in handy. If I can keep him in that spot, he'll get hit. Oh, he beamed away. Alright. And I'm going to open the container because it's there. Okay. Captain, they must have captured the scientists who are working at the dig site. There's no sign of them here. We're too late. Sir, the Teacher's Corner has detected Gorn starships approaching from the far side of the planet. If they kidnapped the archaeologists, they should be aboard those ships. The Teacher's Corner is locked onto your signal and can beam you directly to the bridge. Beam up to the ship. You are meddling in affairs you do not understand, Lieutenant Commander. This system was the home of our ancestors. It belongs to the Gorn by ties of blood and conquest. We will not allow grave robbers and thieves to desecrate hallowed ground without punishment. Prepare for death! Disable the Gorn battleship and transport the researchers to safety. Alrighty. The green circles directly ahead. Oh, there they are. Let's send off a temporal destabilization probe. Those things do. Okay. I have some hydrogen gas I can scan, so let's do that real quick. My goodness. Sir, we've locked onto the hostages, ready to beam them directly to sickbay at your command. So transport the hostages to safety. There we go. The researchers have asked that we leave them here, sir. They say they want to do what they can to recover their research and assess the damage done to the ruins. Starfleet will be sending a team to assist them. We can leave the system whenever you're ready, sir. And warp to sector space. We are finished. Alrighty, let's turn this.
If the archaeological sites in the Kasei system really are from a Proto-Gorn culture, we will have to weigh carefully the knowledge we gain versus what the Gorn claim to be their own history. The Federation Science Council has a lot to consider. For now, though, I'm glad the researchers are safe. Good work.
Alright, and I'll collect my spoils.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
And I am level 15. And as you can see, quite a few things I have received, so we will deal with that in a moment. Alright, so things to remember here, we got a few good things. The fire suppression device with infinite charges, useful in endgame if you do things like Undine Infiltration Elite, or actually just any Undine Infiltration. They can be quite useful. So keep that, hold on to it, do not discard it. Okay, and that has been a Teacher's Corner playthrough of Researcher Rescue. And I'll see you next time.